Ta-da! So here it is. Ta-da! Beef and Chinese broccoli. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, let's take a bite of this. Ooh! All right, so there you have it. Beef and Chinese broccoli, super quick and easy dish to make. Very few ingredients. Okay, here we are in our prep area. Here I have my ½ pound of steak, and I am going to cut it into strips. And then we're going to marinate. So here we go. I'm using skirt steak here, and cutting at 1/8 inches. Okay, and there we go. And boom. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay. And here I have 1 tablespoon soy sauce, oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon. Okay. 1 tablespoon oyster sauce, and we have 1 tablespoon of cooking wine, some white pepper, and sprinkle on a tablespoon of starch. Okay, there you have it, and then you mix it. Okay. Okay, so after we mix, we'll make sure it is well mixed. There we go. So it's all evenly covered. Okay. Okay. Now we set it aside for 15 minutes. While it's being marinated, we prep the rest of our ingredients. So the next is the aromatics. Okay, so here we have 2 cloves of garlic and a nub of ginger. We're not going to use all of it, of course, so all we have to do is thinly slice. Watch your fingers. There we go. And then here, all we have to do is slice just 2 slices, 1, 2, and put it in a bowl. And there you have the aromatics. Okay. All right, the next step is prepping the Chinese broccoli. So here I have it. I have what looks like 3, but you'll probably, depending on how much you're cooking, you probably need 3 to 5. So I'm gonna take 1 leaf and stem combo and just demonstrate. So you want to cut here, and you see the thick stems. You want to cut, and actually move these into their own container right there, and then finish cutting. We're going to use the stems, but we're going to start cooking them first. Okay, so I'm going to prepare the rest of my Chinese broccoli. Okay. So, okay. So what you end up with is, oops, it looks like a salad. So the stems and the leaves. All right. So step is to wash. So it's very important. So I'll be right back. Let's go and rinse all our broccoli and the stems. Okay. Be right back. Okay, I am back from rinsing. As you can see, the broccoli leaves are glistening and clean, and same thing with the stems. So the final step for preparation is the sauce. So here we have a little bowl. All we need is your light soy sauce or your soy sauce. And take a ½ teaspoon of that and put that down, and then a tablespoon of hoisin sauce. or oyster sauce, I should say. My bad, oyster sauce. So it is oyster sauce. Okay, they have that. And then the last step is just a little, 3 tablespoons of water. I have my pitcher of water here. Oops, 1, 2, and that was almost 3. Okay, so there we have it. And that's it. So we have our marinating beef, aromatics, the sauce, since I already have here, and ta-da, the vegetables, or the broccoli, if you will, and the broccoli stems. So the order of cooking is we'll start with a little bit of oil in the frying pan, the aromatics first, then the stems. Next is the beef, and then finally the leaves, and then the sauce. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so I'm going to meet you in the kitchen after about 10 minutes. So let me move around because it is marinating, and we'll get to cooking. Alrighty, alrighty. See you in the kitchen. Alright, here we are at the kitchen. So put an oil, I put a tablespoon of oil, and putting this to medium-high for the moment. And let that heat up for a moment, as you can see. Move it around. And the first step, of course, is going to be the aromatics. Boom. Aromatics. So you notice I put the slice of ginger there. That's because I'm not going to eat the whole thing. The big slices. So there you have it. It's going to heat up. It should get fragrant in about 10 to 20 seconds. You can start smelling, once you smell the fragrance, it's on to the next step, which are, I can smell it now, which are the broccoli stems. Okay, you hear the sizzle. There we go. And we're just going to move that around. Okay. And the reason why we're cooking the broccoli stems first is because they are tougher. Move here. Well, the reason why we put it in first is because of the toughness of it. Okay. So we're going to let that just cook for about a minute or so. Moving it every once in a while. By now you should definitely be able to smell the garlic and the ginger. You want to be careful that you make sure before you put it in, it's the broccoli stems are well drained, and same thing goes for your leaves as well. You don't want like oil splattering on you. Okay. All right, so that's looking great. Look at that. All right, so that is cooking, and in about a minute. So the next step is we slowly put in our beef. Slowly. What I'm going to do is actually use my chopsticks. So you want to be careful for splatter. It is hot. So there we go. There we go. And you just want to move that around. Move the beef around. Now I'm using a non-stick pan, so you might actually need to use more oil if you're using a cast iron. So like a steak pan, if it's called. All right. So I want to make sure I brown both sides. Just moving it around. Moving it around. Okay. Tossing it there. And then with beef and Chinese broccoli, the stems typically have this al dente crunch to it. So it's not cooked. They're not soft, if you will. Okay, so it looks like my beef is browning on both sides. Now I'm going to leave it alone for a minute so it can just cook. The mindful, it's about stickiness. Okay, so there we go. Alrighty. Wow, it smells great. Okay, so you want to move it around simply because you want to make sure the beef isn't sticking to the pan. Okay, so next, now that you see it's even brown color, we are going to put in the leaves. Okay, slowly and slowly. There. Alright, and just going to gently move it around, so you want to be really careful this part. So you'll see that there's a lot of crowding here. Don't worry about it, the leaves will shrink down. The leaves will shrink down, as you can see, right? It's getting, because what's happening is the moisture or the water from the leaves is actually either evaporating or being cooked and moving down to the rest of the pan. So as you can see. Wow, look at that color there. There we go. There we go. Now you can see it, right? So when it does that, now you have an opportunity to take your sauce, your sauce, be careful, your sauce, and just gently pour it in. Okay? And now we are going to cook for another 3 minutes. Now it's still on high heat, and we should be good to go. Look at that. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Now, depending on, actually, you could cook it a little bit longer. Really depends how you like your beef. You know, whether you want it well done or you want it medium rare. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it cook for 2 minutes, and then we are ready to serve. Okay, it's been about 2 minutes now, and I'm going to turn off my heat, and look at that. It is ready to serve. So total cooking time, it took about 5 minutes, 6 minutes. There we go. Alrighty, I will see you at the plating area. I'll see you at the plating area. Alright everyone, here I am at the plating area, and it is, look at that, it is time to plate. Here we go. So I'm not going to plate all of it, maybe I can. Oops. Yeah, you gotta be careful when you're plating. Best is if you have some tongs, or you have, you know, tongs or a ladle, I guess, not a ladle, spatula. Spatula. Okay, so here you have it, and it is, ta-da, ta-da, so here it is. Ta-da! Beef and Chinese broccoli. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right, let's take a bite of this. Ooh! All right, so there you have it. Beef and Chinese broccoli, super quick and easy dish to make. Very few ingredients. Let's get to the tasting, shall we? Thanks. Hey everyone. Okay, it is time to do the taste test. But before we do the taste test, we are going to start with a dad joke. It's very healthy to indulge in dad jokes and humor in general. It's good for the body, good for the soul. All right, just like proper nutrition, if you will. So, what did a sprinter eat before a race? Nothing. It fast. Well, I was going to say it, but the person's a person, so they fast. All right. That's the punchline. So you got it. All right, here I have my chopsticks right here, and I have my beef and Chinese broccoli. Please don't do this home. It's actually not a good way to eat. But here we go. I am going to take a piece of beef. Wait, if I can find one. There we go. Beef. Wow, that was great. I take a big bite. I'm taking a little bit of broccoli. I got broccoli stem. nice crunch to it, but not so crunchy because I can't bite through it. You want to be mindful of sizes of the stems when you cut them, especially if you have like kids or small children are eating. So you want to be mindful. The other variation is just don't use the stems at all and just use the leaves, and that's completely all right as well. All right, so wow, that was really yummy. Thanks for watching. More videos to come. If you liked the video, please be very helpful if you press like and subscribe. Thank you so much. See you next time. See you next time. See you next time. See you next time. I'm gonna keep on enjoying my meal. Thanks and cheers.